when you got into the business, what was your man behind the curtain moment? What was that moment where you realized, oh, I thought it was going to be something, but it is not as great as I thought it was going to be?
That's interesting.
That's a very good question.
He had it coming. He had it coming.
He only had something.
I like that. Yes, I didn't think of that. I agree.
Did I just get applause at the
Sorry,
end?
yeah.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Musical
Jake
scene,
Hamilton,
and, because they do replacements, for a couple of weeks at a time in London, I think.
Right, okay.
They actually do Chicago?
We're just
Yeah,
talking about
yeah.
Chicago, and actually he's been offered Velma Kelly and hasn't taken it
That's
yet,
right.
The amount of money I would pay to see that.
Let's do it.
He had it coming. He had it coming.
He only had something.
I like that.
No, we
That's
can
good.
do.
That's a successful movie taken from a stage musical, don't you think?
I think so. You know what else
That was
is?
knockout.
Wicked.
Well, I
You,
agree.
you like that?
That's what I was
You
getting
like
at.
that? You like
Yeah.
that segue?
Thank you, Jake Hamilton from Chicago.
Yes, sir. Chicago, that rambling town.
That toddling town. I saw a man. He danced with his wife.
I got you. I got you.
And the other Sinatra big hit, my kind of town, Chicago is.
My kind.
Yeah.
Right now, my producers are going, Jake, shut the hell up.
No, not
Gentlemen,
true.
thank you for your time. I
Thanks,
appreciate you. I've always been fascinated with this concept of the man behind the curtain, being sold extravagance, but then in reality you realize it's not nearly as impressive as you've been told it's going to be. You guys have been in this industry for a minute. When you got into the business, what was your man behind the curtain moment? What was that moment where you realized, oh, I thought it was going to be something, but it is not as great as I thought it was going to be?
That's interesting.
That's a very good question.
Oftentimes we like to talk about the other side of the coin, which is this is a dream, and to be in this magical thing is. But I have had things like that where I go, and I'll tell you what I finally learned from it for myself. I go, oh, this is the height of a Broadway show, or these are the best people working in. But that's just okay, and that's just okay. But I think the lesson that I need to learn is that it's whether it's a little commercial or a little appearance in a mall in, Boise, it can be a magnificent experience, all determined by you and what you bring to it. It's not the heat that you derive from being near the fire. It's the fire that you bring to whatever it is. And oftentimes big things are, hey, it's up to me to make it whatever it is.
Yeah, beautiful.
That's a beautiful answer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Beautiful answer. I'm going to be honest with you. The amount of money, I do not have a lot of money, but the amount of money I would pay to see you perform Dancing Through Life live, I would give everything I have to see it.
Well,
It's true.
Me too.
The curtains are heavy, but we can go behind.
I mean, I'm down for
We
it.
split whatever you got in your pocket, whatever you've got in your
Just
bank
throw
account,
down. Just
I
throw
will
down.
combine it.
Actually, I love your shoes.
Thank you very much. I'll give you my. Dude, they're all yours, man.
Actually, can you go on point on those? Can you dance in those shoes?
Could I dance? Oh, these
I don't
shoes.
know. You
Oh.
can dance in a weather shoe.
Oh, yeah.
With a can-do attitude, you can do anything.
Listen, Jonathan Anderson allows anyone to dance.
I know.
Look at that. Look at that. What I want to ask is, I believe
my shoot.
the original theater that housed Wicked on Broadway, the Gershwin, held about 1,900 people. I think 1,933 people.
It's the biggest house, I believe, in Broadway.
So I was wondering, what is a moment, a song, a line, a moment that you have that you would love to perform in front of 1,933 people, to know what sort of energy you're getting back, to get that immediate reaction from an audience member?
Oh, well, from Wicked, obviously.
From Wicked.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to. I mean, Dancing Through Life would be amazing to rally 1,900 people. Although filming this film, there's about 1,900 people on set that you don't see, but they're very quiet and they're slightly bored. I would love to be present for any of the numbers in Wicked. I think I've been to see that. I think I've been to see Wicked about 7 times.
No kidding.
Over 21 years, so once every 3 years.
No kidding.
I'm due another visit. Although I did see it just before. I did
too.
I got secretly offered the job, and they said you mustn't tell anyone. And so I got all my friends together. We got really drunk, and we went to go and see
In London?
I'd say we got really drunk. We had a we had a couple of bottles whilst we were watching, and I think that was probably quite alarming to
While you
Mark
were
Platt.
watching?
Well, just a little one before and the interval.
I see. Wow, where in London?
In London.
Because we
and-
must have seen the same cast. Because just before I started, I went to see the cast in London because we were filming there. I was ensconced already. Took my kids, 7 and 9, and my wife. Oh, seeing it through their eyes, crying.
But the moment that you see, like Dancing Through Life in itself, but also the moment that reminded me is when these two girls on stage, when you're following their dance at the Ozdust, and also obviously when she flies at the end of Act 1, it's a coup de théâtre. It's one of the iconic theatrical moments, and to see the film. Which we saw for the first time with an audience in Sydney, like to see those moments being realised and then some is like brings me goosebumps because I've been a fan and now to be a part of it and still be a fan of
I'm romantic about the theater and performing in the theater, seeing the theater. Sometimes the naivete of that and the liveness
The
of it
wonderment,
and the communal increases the wonderment. But I tell you, I think I'd rather have a job in this show. Doing the movie where I think a lot of people are going to see it, and John Chu can, et cetera.
You only have to do it once, not 8 shows a week, and that's the hard. When
well,
you were
there's that.
asking the question earlier about the behind the curtain, I just think about when you're 4 weeks into a West End run or a run of a play, and you've got 7 months to go, and you go, that's something that I didn't know when I was getting into it, because these performers make it look effortless, and that is the job, the practice of theatre, which we all come from.
It's fun. It's a good exercise. It's a good developmental, muscular thing. But that's right. If for no other reason, if the scales haven't fallen from your eyes and the enchantment hasn't worn off, if you're asked to do 8 performances at some point in that week or in that year that you do it,
You'll have
you're going to go, what's so delicious about this? I better find the nourishment in this and deliver it. Yeah.
And that's why we pay, respect, and hopefully this is a love letter to everyone who's performing 8 shows a week.
When this movie ended, if you don't mind, I quoted one of your characters. I said, "He did it, you crazy son of a bitch. He did it."
Yes, I didn't think of that. I agree.
Did I just get applause at the
Sorry,
end?
yeah.
Thank you so much. I really do love you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for
Yes,
everything.
you too. That was
Jake
brilliant.
Hamilton.
Awesome.
Really great.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.